Hey guys, welcome back to another cigar review brought to you guys by the good people here at Don't Inhale. Once again, it's your boy T. In this smoke session, I reviewed the Trinidad Espiritu No. 2 from Altadis USA. And right off the bat, as usual, I'm just going to tell you guys the overall grade that I gave it. I gave it a 6.3 out of 10. And then here's my breakdown as to why I gave it that score. But first, a little background information on it. So this is distributed by Altadis USA. It's blended by AJ Fernandez as well as Rafael Nodal at the Tabacalera Fernandez factory. It was released February of 2021. The vitola that I smoke specifically is the Belicoso, which is a 6 1/8 by 52 ring gauge. The wrapper is Brazilian Arapiraca Maduro. The binder is Nicaraguan, and the filler is Nicaraguan and Brazilian. The country of origin is, of course, Nicaragua because it was rolled in AJ Fernandez's factory. So, I tend not to smoke a lot of Cuban legacy brands that have been trademarked by U.S. companies such as General Cigars or Altadis, but I don't know, like this Trinidad, I would say has one of the most ornate looking bands out of all of the Cuban legacy brands sold in the U.S., which is what attracted me to it because, marketing, guys, like everything in this world, marketing is key to selling a product. So that's why I got it and I wanted to try it. Also, on Cigar Aficionados Top 25 of 2023, there is the Trinidad Espiritu No. 1, which I have not came across yet, but I would definitely, be open to trying that. So right off the bat, the smell of this cigar, it gave this chocolatey barnyard kind of smell to it. Off the texture, when I was feeling it in my hands, it was slightly rough. The wrapper is extremely dark, one of the darkest, Maduro wrappers I've smoked, and it had a nice oily coat to it. I opted for the V-cut for this smoke session because it's a Belicoso, a figurado, shape, so it has a more tapered mouthpiece, so I usually go with a V-cut. Off the cold draw, I got this earthy, leathery main component with a raisin undertone to it. So off the initial combustion, I got immediately this beef jerky kind of taste, like more of like an Asian beef jerky, not like a Jack Link's, smoked beef jerky. Like it was like the more spicy beef jerky with the red pepper spice to it, and an oatmeal creaminess to the undertone, which sounds kind of nasty, like oatmeal mixed with beef jerky, but it was actually pretty pleasant. And then off the retrohale, I got like a almond milk kind of taste to it with a red pepper spice, which also sounds very nasty. And it was a little nasty. It wasn't as good as the first combination that I told you guys, but yeah. So then I smoked it through the first third, and through that first third, I got a warm, musky cologne kind of bold flavor with a salty finish to it. Sometimes there was like in and outs of this key lime pie that was like, it wasn't infused with a lot of key lime, so it was mainly like more of the pie with some essence of key lime to it. And there was that oatmeal finish underneath again. The retrohale gave me a cocoa chocolate Rice Krispie kind of flavor profile, and that cayenne savory spice was the finish. You guys can see here that the ash held on very strong through the first third, and the burn line was pretty wavy. I mean, the burn line was wavy throughout the cigar for the most part. Then I smoked through the second third of the cigar. The second third of the cigar gave me, if you guys imagine like a margarita pizza, but you guys just take off the basil component of the margarita pizza and just ate the basil, that's the basil herby taste that came into my mind off the palate. and there was an oatmeal finish to it. And this is the first cigar that I've ever smoked where I would sometimes get this like strawberry essence to it, like that earthy, fresh strawberry taste. Hard to explain, but that was what it was kind of reminiscent of. Through the retrohale, I got a vanilla cracker, and it finished with a white pepper spice. And the second third was, after I finished the second third, this was also where the wrapper kind of started splitting, and the ash looked very ugly and bloomy. But yeah, it was still, smokable. So then I smoked it all the way through the final third. So the final third gave me this vanilla creamer with some coffee bitterness to it. There was a roasted acorn aroma with some orange citrus notes. And then out the retrohale, I got a red pepper spice that ramped up heavily since I first combusted the cigar. But the red pepper spice did finish with a nice nutty almond note to help soothe that spice, so it wasn't too bad. So yeah, overall I say the flavor, it was definitely medium plus in body. Like there was a lot of flavors going on that were interacting with each other. The smoke, I would say it was more medium minus, because the flavors were bold, but they didn't linger for a long time. Strength, I would say this was like medium plus. It wasn't to the point where I was neck sick after I was done smoking it, but it definitely made me felt more hazy than a usual when smoking a cigar. So that's why I would give this like a medium plus, definitely on the strength. So, if you're gonna smoke this cigar, give yourself a full stomach and be prepared. So with that being said, the flavor, I gave it a 7 out of 10 because it had a lot of good flavors that were interesting, and it sounded, really bold for the most part. But if you guys smoke this cigar, you might find that it's quite balanced and everything kind of mixed together well, very cohesively. So I got to give it a 7 out of 10. Construction, it was a 5 out of 10 because the wrapper did split on me a lot of times. Well, not a lot of times, but like it did split and crack as I was smoking the cigar. And I smoked this cigar in 50 something, 60 something degree Fahrenheit. So it wasn't super cold or super hot. So I got to give that a 5 out of 10. Price. This was a $12 cigar. So when I think of other $12 cigars that I've smoked, for what it offered, the flavor, was very nice. So this wasn't an average $12 cigar, but it wasn't a superior $12 cigar. It fell somewhere right in the middle. So among $12 cigars, I gotta give this a 7 out of 10 for price, which brought the overall score of the cigar to a 6.3 out of 10. I started the cigar at 10 p.m. I finished the cigar at 12:30 a.m. 2 hours and 30 minutes. Sounds kind of crazy. Mr. E always laughs, like he's laughing right now behind the camera, just giggling away. But, I'm a really slow smoker, so I think, for you average smokers out there, if you guys were to smoke this cigar, just set aside maybe 2 hours. It probably won't take you 2 hours and 30 minutes. It might even take you an hour and 45, depending on how fast you guys really smoke. But yeah. So this has been a review of the Trinidad Espiritu No. 2 and the Belicoso Vitola. And until next time, you already know the drill. Don't inhale.